Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about the functions. Okay, the functions are the most important topic when it comes to programming. Basically, it's just the second step for the beginner. First step is learning data types and all. The second is functions. So functions in Python, let's get into it. So for the contents of the video, you can check out the description. You can look for timestamps where you can skip some parts if you know, and just let's get into functions in Python. So if you are a beginner, okay, and you would remember, like, you have written your first program of printing hello world, and there you have used something like this, the print thing. That print thing that you have used is nothing but a function. So if you're a beginner, you would have started writing your program by writing a function, by using a function as print function. Similarly, when you take input from user, okay, a name from a user, then also we use a function, that is input. And similarly, if we want to check the length of list, tuple and strings, we use a length as a function. Okay, so Python provides these built-in functions. Okay, you can write your own also. So we have two type of functions basically. By this, we have built-in functions and we have user-defined functions. Built-in functions are predefined functions which are actually defined by Python, and user-defined functions are the functions which we user define. Okay, developers define. Okay, so this is what exactly function is. We use functions everywhere. It is just the thing which minimizes the code. We will see how it minimizes the length of the code. Okay, a function is like a mini program within a program. It is a program which is within a program. You can have a main program and then you have a function program. Okay, so it is like a mini program inside a within a program. Let's get into interactive shell to understand how this function works, and let us create one. Okay, so I am in my interactive shell, that is ideally here. I have created a new file, of course. Okay, so first of all, don't look for the keywords what I am using. Just focus on what I am doing for now, because I'm going to explain you step by step what exactly I'm doing. Okay, now, so when we talk about functions, first keyword comes def. We will talk about that. Then we have a function name. Okay, just keep this in mind how I'm writing. Now print, I'm writing howdy. Okay, just a print statement. Then I'm writing again howdy. Print, and again I'm writing hello world. Okay, howdy hello world. This is what I'm writing. Okay, this is what my function is. Okay, and if I do like hello and calling this 3 times, I'll tell you what the calling means, what defining means. And if I save it and if I run it, then what I'm going to get is printed howdy hello 3 times. This set printed 3 times, and written it, the lines are n times. Okay, n, sorry, 9 lines basically. Okay, so this is what our function basically is. I have used this block of code 3 times rather than writing this 3 lines 9 times. So if you avoid using function, your code will look similar to this, like this big thing. Like, you need to use the print statement multiple times, which is very tedious and very much waste of time. So rather than using the print statement to print stuff, multiple print statements, you can write it like this, like defining a function and writing the block of code that we want to use multiple times, and then calling that particular function. Okay, so the main purpose of this group of code which you have seen in the previous example is that it gets executed multiple times. The same block got executed multiple of times, and without functions you would have to copy and paste this codes and code each and every time you want to write that particular lines. Okay, so rather than writing or copying and pasting that particular code n times wherever you need it, it's better to make a function and then call that function. Okay, so this is important. Like, function is the thing that makes our code shorter. Okay, our code shorter. Moving forward, so what over here I have used is the def statement. Okay, and def statement is with some parameters, or let's say with the function name. So here when you call print and length functions, you pass in a value. Okay, like see over here I'm deleting everything. Now I have a string, okay, str, let us suppose stri, okay, which says hello. Okay, this is the string. Now if I want to have the length, I want to print the length of the particular string, then what? See, wait, I run it, and I'm going to get 5, because that is the length of the string. But what do you observe over here is that this length function has used something over here. Okay, if we don't if we don't give this, it's not going to print anything. It's not going to print anything. It is needed something. The parameters are needed, and those parameters are called as arguments, and those values we pass inside that function is called as argument. Over here also we have print statement. Print statement is also having a value inside it, that is the parameter or argument inside it, okay, which are written inside this parenthesis. So we are writing values, passing a value that is called as an argument inside those parentheses. Okay, now you can also define your own functions which accept arguments. Also you can write your own functions which accepts arguments. Let us move to interactive shell again and delete everything that I have written and create a function which gets our own argument. Like I want to say hello and the name which is given by a user. So I say hello name, whatever the name that is inputted by the user. So hello name, and I want to print hello, and I want to add like a name to it, whatever name has been given, argumented, or what, or we can say whatever name is given by the user to the function. Like I say hello, I have called the function, and I say Alice. Okay, I want to say hello Alice, and similarly I also want to say hello Bob. Okay, so this is how we used this print function, print statement 2 times for Alice also and for Bob also. Similarly, I'm going to save it, I'm going to run it, what I'm going to get is hello Alice and hello Bob, but it is not having space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some space after hello. Okay, like this. So I'm going to save it, I'm going to run it, and you can see like we get hello Alice and hello Bob with the space. Very simple. So what you have done over here is just you have given an argument, you have passed some value to that particular function that you have created over there. Okay, so over here what our value is name. Our value is the value which you have passed is names. The argument is name. Okay, so one special thing that you need to note about parentheses is that the value stored in the parameter is forgotten when the function returns. Okay, one thing, like Alice was given first, it should be like hello Alice Bob, because you have first passed Alice and then you have passed Bob. But when we talk about function, you need to remember over here, like when you give the first value, and as the function got executed, it's going to forget that Alice value. Similarly for Bob, as it passes the value, executes the program, it's going to forget that value. So this is how it is. This is one special thing, that the parameters that the value that is stored in the parameter is forgotten as the function returns or as the function executes. Okay, so this is similar to how program variables are forgotten within the program when the program terminates, as you have assigned the value 2 to the as you have assigned value 2 to a variable a, let us suppose. So as you terminate that program, that value a which you have assigned is forgotten, of course. Okay, so this is similar to that. Okay, so this is important, that the value is forgotten when the function executes or terminates, let us say. Moving forward, values in return statement. In general, the value that a function call evaluates to is called as the return value of that function. Okay, the return value is nothing but when you create a function, there is something that function is going to return. Either it's going to return a none, which you're going to see, or it's going to return an integer. Let us say we have a function which adds to number. Okay, we have a function which adds to number, and I'm taking as an input or as an argument a and b, those two numbers. Okay, I want to return what I want to return. This is the return keyword, how you use a return keyword. Okay, return, I want to return the sum, that is a plus b. This time over here, what it's going to return is, it's going to return two integers. It's going to return an integer, that is the sum of both numbers. As now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that function add. I'm going to say 3, 5. Okay, let us see what happens now. Oops. Oops, I want to print those values, right? So I'm going to print, sorry for that. Let's save it and run it once again. So I got 8, of course. Okay, so the value that this particular function returned is an integer, and we got an integer as an answer. That is the addition of those two numbers. Okay, is that yes? This is how we use a return statement. It is returning some value that the function evaluates. Okay, so when we create a function using def statement, you can specify what the return value should be with the return statement. So here in the previous program of summing two numbers, so our return type is integer. Okay, so a return statement consists of two things, a keyword and a value or an expression that function should return. Over here, as you can see, we have, for this return statement, we need a return keyword, and then we have some expression that we want to return. Okay, moving forward, now consider this code over here. This very long code, I haven't written it, I'm just copied in the slide. And over here what you can see is just you are guessing the number basically. So first of all, we have imported the random number, which takes which and I have used a function called randint, which is going to generate a random number from 1 to 9, and we want to check our fortune and get a number. Okay, like if I say 4, okay, then my fortune will be like really hazy and try again. Okay, like if I say like 8, I get answer like 8, then okay, you will get is like outlook now not so good, the grade is not good. This is what my code, I mean, like I have used a function which is going to take a number from me, and it is just going to tell my day, like how my day is going to be, or what my fortune is, so this is how or where we use a function. Okay, moving forward, moving forward. Okay, this is it for this. Okay, in the next video I'm going to talk about none type. Okay, none value. Then I'm going to talk about keyword, argument, and I'm going to talk about print statement, then local and global scope also. And one more thing, I'm going to build a project. Okay, I'm going to build a project on guessing the number, which I have already, but I don't think I have made it using functions, so I'm going to make it using functions. Okay, so guess the number program, which is going to come with functions. I'm going to talk about how we accept handling. Okay, exception handling I'm going to talk about. So this is it. Suggest me changes. Okay, and comment down. You can get the notes of the functions, notes regarding functions in my blog post, that is eatsleepcoderepeat.blogspot.com. and don't forget to like, share and comment. You can watch the next video or the most watch video over here, and don't forget to click the subscribe button so that you never miss an update coming soon. Okay.